And joining me now are Ashley and Skyler from the Eastern Ontario Training Board. Welcome, Ashley and Skyler.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yes.
having us.
Yep, thanks for having us.
All right, so for our viewers who may not be familiar with your organization, let's start with an introduction about the Eastern Ontario Training Board, who you are and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a nonprofit organization. We were established in 1998, and we are one of 26 workforce development boards across Ontario. Our mandate is to analyze and communicate labor market information, help individuals in the community find employment, as well as engage with employers to ensure they have the workforce they require for today and the future.
And we know all of that is always important, but none more so than now with the COVID-19 crisis and people looking for employment, people who have lost their jobs or temporarily lost their jobs. So there's a brand new program, the Wage Subsidy Program. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this program is a stream that we've had for a little while. It's just looking a little bit different right now. So essentially what it is we want to help individuals in our community find employment during this tough time. We would do that by helping them upgrade their skills. So this would be things like resume building, interview practice, helping them obtain short online certifications depending on the job that they are interested in. So for example, it could be getting SmartServe or getting safe food handling, depending on, like I said, the position that they're interested in. And we would also help them with their job search on its own. Once that individual would find employment, we would work with them and the employer to make sure that everything's smooth and it's a good, successful transition on the job.
And a lot of those skill building that you just alluded to, we know there's already a migration to online platforms for that. You know, you can take your SmartServe online. Resume building, it's not, a lot of that is online now too, or places like LinkedIn. So talk to me about how that's adapted even more towards online, especially with COVID-19 and physical distancing.
So for the like the resume building, for example, I would actually do a workshop with them. So I would do something like this, like a video chat, and we would do some working on the resume together. We would give them the basis of kind of what it looks like to create a professional resume that is going to wow the employer. For interview preparation, we would do this again, like a video chat, and give them questions and practice with them to make sure that they are prepared and they understand the kind of questions that an employer would ask and have the appropriate answers to be able to, again, wow them. And yeah, it's a cool little transition. Of course, the online certifications, that would be outside organizations, but it's great that everything's available online at this point in time, especially during this COVID-19 period.
Yeah, interview prep is something that's really good for these candidates to know, because even though we can't connect with them in person, like Ashley said, via Skype or over the phone, we can help them with interview questions they may have struggled with in the past, and to create questions for the employers at the end of that meeting as well.
Excellent. So who is eligible for this program?
Okay, so this program is geared towards individuals in the community who self-identify with a disability. So that could be anything from mental health, so anxiety, depression, somebody with a learning disability, like let's say dyslexia. And we don't require a doctor's note. Again, this is self-identified. This person would be unemployed. They would be somebody who is not eligible for employment insurance and isn't on employment insurance. It would be someone who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident that is legally entitled to work in Canada and has a valid Ontario address. So we service Cornwall, SDNG, and Akwesasne, and it's somebody who is ready and willing to work right now.
Excellent. And you spoke as well about partnering with local businesses to meet their needs. So talk to me about some of the sectors that you work with on a regular basis, especially now when we know that a lot of sectors are not functioning right now.
Yeah, for sure. So we work with almost all sectors in the community. Depending on what these people are coming, like what their interests are, I'm happy to reach out to any employer in the SDGPR area. And I have probably a list of 300 employers that I have a good partnership with already. So they might come to us and they might be interested in an employer that we already have a strong tie with, where we can try to get them interviews should that employer be hiring.
Excellent. And obviously, with any program like this, there's always frequently asked questions that people have. So what are some of the most common questions that you get maybe from people that are checking into this program?
So for right now, because of the situation, we're working from home. So typically we would do this kind of process through our office. However, since since we're following the government mandate for social distancing, all of us are working from home. So something that is different that we're doing right now is everything is being conducted over the computer as well as over the phone. So something that is different that individuals require at this point in time that they wouldn't always have required in the past is that we need them to have access to a computer, internet, printer, and a phone. So the reason behind this is because whenever we contact them to get the process started, when I'm going through the first meeting with them, there's a lot of documents that need to be signed. And the only way that we can process this information is to have it signed by them to see if they would qualify for the program. So that's something that is kind of new because usually we would do that in the office and we would already have everything printed and they would be in person with us. So that's something that's different and something that needs to be top of mind whenever if somebody's showing interest in the program. Another thing that we do as well is Job Zone or GIAG does the initial screening process. So if a person is interested in the program, they would contact Job Zone or GIAG and let them know that they're interested in the program with EOTB and they would like to get the process started. So the way it works is they would screen them to make sure that they would meet the qualifying factors that we already went over, and then they would refer them to us and I would contact them and set up a meeting like via Skype or Zoom or whatever platform that they're comfortable with.
Just one quick thing to add too is there is quite a bit of criteria for these programs, and we feel that sometimes people are hesitant to inquire. So our recommendation is just give us a call, send us an email to see, and we can go from there and talk it out over the phone. And if we're unable to help, we will definitely redirect them to another agency that might be able to assist them, like Ashley said, like Job Zone or GIAG as well.
And Skyler, there's some incentives for businesses as well to participate in this. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, for sure. So we're here to support the employers just as much as we are to support the employee. So if employers take on any of our participants, they're eligible for a 12-week wage subsidy at $10 an hour. They do need to provide the employee with a minimum of 20 hours a week, and we subsidize for up to 30 hours a week maximum as well.
Excellent. Well, on that note, Ashley and Skyler, I'd like to thank you once again for joining me and for updating our viewers on this program. And hopefully if people are watching and they meet the criteria, they'll reach out.
Yes.
Perfect. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.